Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's up, everybody? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Jay Moore, the healthy accountant, helping you to account for life. And today, here's what we're talking about. We're talking about how to live on purpose in 2023. Yeah, I know, I said it. Purpose. How to live on purpose in 2023. Here's what's interesting about purpose is that the moment we start living on purpose, the moment we start pushing towards really understanding and knowing what it is and coming under the influence of the reason for our life, all hell breaks loose. Anybody familiar with that? Today, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at what we can do in 2023 to ensure that no matter what happens, we're going to push forward and live on purpose. Guys, what an awesome and incredible day, guys. Hey, it's the holiday season, right? Everybody's like today, most people are probably off, or a lot of people taking off. Most people probably took this week off. And I'm just sitting here thinking about, man, just the holidays and just time to kind of like hang out with family and do all those things. So happy holidays to you and your family. God bless you. And let's look at purpose, and let's look at the end of the day. This whole thing that people are celebrating, this whole thing. Now, I mean, just be honest. I mean, it's not really his birthday. So I'm gonna just say it. It's not really his birthday. This is a made up thing. And so it's Christmas for me. Of course, when I was a kid, I was all into it. I grew up, I found out, oh, okay, that's just kind of like, it's the game that's being played. So you get to choose what you think about it. But at any rate, I still like the family aspect of it. So let's think about living on purpose. Living on purpose, one of the first things we're going to do in 2023, if we're going to live on purpose, is to know that purpose is the only thing that we should be focused on. Purpose is the only thing. There's a text, Proverbs 19:21, I believe. Have you read that one? Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. It's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. So man, I heard someone talk about it like this. They said, think about God's purpose, but think about a circle. Think about a circle. Everything has to come back around in the circle, guys. So with the circle, then that just means that, if you messed up over here, you still got it. God's going to still bring you back around as much as he would like to. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes we fight against getting back to where we need to be. Sometimes we do fight against it. So many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. God's purpose, right? There's another proverb I love. The preparations of the heart in man. I can't remember where it's found. The answer of the tongue is from the Lord. That means that we can prepare, but the answer cometh from God. The answer cometh from God. So the purpose is everything. I love the one in Romans 8:28 that says, for we know all things. All things. So that's why we got to really understand purpose. All things work together. Did it say only the good things work together? Did it say only the bad things work together? Did it say only the things that we enjoy work together? No, it didn't say that. It says, for we know that all things work together for the good. That's that word. I love that word, good, man. You can't miss the Good Accounting Challenge coming up in January. I think it's going to start January the 16th. You do not want to miss that challenge. This is the premier challenge. It's going to help people. If you're looking for your purpose, right, and you're looking to be in business, you're going to have to merge those. So you make sure you register for Good Accounting challenge at goodaccountingchallenge.com. So here's the thing. That word good, man, that word good is synonymous with the one who is good. So for we know all things work together for the good and his good. So that means when hard times come, when it doesn't look like, and guys, I'm a living testimony for everything that I talk about on this broadcast. Like, only reason I'm talking about this is because I'm living it. I have to, in my heart of hearts, I have to believe, for we know all things work together for the good of them who love God and are called to his purpose. And are called. Are you called to the purpose for which God said about you? I believe that you are. I believe that there's a purpose for every life that is on this planet. There is a purpose. Whether or not we walk into that purpose is one thing, because a lot of times we don't walk into our purpose. A lot of times we kind of allow the way life goes. You know, there's so many cultural things that we have to deal with in this life, that the cultural things become what is so normal that when we have to change from those things, we look different. The thought process of people who understand the purpose that in which God's created them is different from the cultural norms of what happens around us every day. There's so many buzzwords. I'm not going to mention them because it doesn't really matter, but there's so many buzzwords that people use. There's so many buzzwords that's being implanted in the psyche of people that we're starting to, I'm going to say a lot of people believe these things. When if someone were to discover their purpose for their life, they wouldn't give up on their life. I'm going to say it again. If someone were to discover the purpose for their life, they wouldn't give up on life. The reason why people get upset about life is because they don't know their purpose. They're trying to reconcile. We're trying to reconcile what's happening around us. Oh my goodness, look at all this happening. Look at all this happening. Look at where my life is. Doesn't seem like anything's working. Well, it's because we don't know. It's because people don't know what the purpose of their life is. And I get it, man. There was a time in my life where purpose didn't mean anything to me. I didn't know that someone could have it. I didn't even understand the word, to be honest. I may have heard it before, but I didn't know what it meant. And I could not put it on my own life and say, oh, I know what my purpose is, because I was so far left. I would call it that. I was so far going left that I believed everything that went left. I couldn't see I couldn't see the other side. I couldn't see the absolute truth. Like, Jay, well, what is the absolute truth? Whatever truth is, that's what the absolute truth is. And you shall know the truth. Imagine this. If you knew the truth, if we knew the truth for sure about something, what would happen? Everything would change. I was driving and I was thinking about something for 2023 and actions and things that I have to do. And I said to myself, the biggest problem that a lot of business owners, including me, have is that we just want to, we really want to know that we're doing the right thing. We want to know that this thing that I'm doing will get me to here. That's one of the biggest challenges that a business owner, let alone just a regular person, has every single day. We're trying to figure out, man, am I doing the right thing? Am I traveling on the right road? It's kind of like, we have so many gadgets. Like I got my phone here. If I don't know how to get somewhere and I have the address, I can get there. But if I don't have the address, I cannot get there. Just imagine, I want to go, I could say, hey, I want to go someplace over in California, and I can't fly, and I can't get directions, and no one's helping me now. The only thing I know is I got to go west. But if I'm trying to get to a specific place, right, If I'm trying to get to a specific place, how am I going to get there if I don't have the address? It's virtually impossible. You won't get there. You will get around it, and you like, man, I'm in California, but I don't really know where to go. Yeah, you can ask somebody. But what if you couldn't? And if you don't have the address, but even then you can't ask. You can say, hey, look, I'm going somewhere here in this state or in this city, but I don't know where I'm going. They'll say, well, I can't help you. I can't help. So we have to have the address. So you have to know where you're going, which means that we got to come all the way back to purpose. Purpose is the address for where you and I are going. Once we know the address of our purpose, then moving towards it will be a challenge. Don't get that wrong. It will be a challenge. However, but because we know what it is and where it is, then the challenge will be just knowing that all things work together for the good of them who love God and are called to his purpose. Because we're no longer using our plans. We're allowing the Lord's plans to prevail in our life. We will then prepare. We will do the preparations, get ourselves ready to go, but to allow the answer of where we're going to come from the Lord himself. Guys, if you want to live on purpose in 2023, for we know all things work together for the good of them who love God and are called to his purpose. That's Romans 8:28. Then there's Proverbs 19:21 that says, many are the plans in man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. Now, this one I can't remember, which is the preparations of the heart. The preparations of the heart are in man, but the answer of the tongue comes from the Lord. That one, you just got to look that one up and use those three texts as a blueprint for how to live on purpose in 2023. Guys, a lot of times, and I'm gonna let you go in 1 minute. A lot of times, people, even me, what we do is that we're looking in all the wrong places for the answers, when the answers are literally right in that book that you've heard about, you may have studied, you may have read it, you may have memorized things in that book. You might have. I just gave you a blueprint, and I gave myself the same one. God bless you. Live on purpose in 2023. I look forward to continue to serve you in this capacity every day that God gives me an opportunity to share his word with you. God bless you, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.